Hey, Lake Fork, Texas. You know, the last time I went to Lake Fork, we had some problems with the wind.
So this wind needs to die down.
I know, this wind's a killer, I hate it. So me and my grandson, Alec, made a move to a lake called Lake Welch.
Well, these are beautiful fish.
It was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
So here we are, deja vu. We don't have problems with the wind, but we've got a boat owners tournament, 1,000 boats. And I hate getting in the way of tournament fishermen. So I asked Kurt Kelly, my game warden friend who lives right there, where else could I go? He said, well, Lake Quitman's not a bad lake. It's small enough, you can probably figure it out in a day once you go fish Lake Quitman. Okay, so we're headed to Lake Quitman. We're gonna see what we can figure out. Don't know anything at all. We're going totally blind. So it'll be a fun day. Stay with me. I'm Hank Parker.
He turned her over. You knucklehead. He knows he's in trouble.
It's really hard when you don't know anything at all about a lake. Hadn't talked to a soul about this lake. And it rained all night long. Water's up, drags all the way out. I've had 3 bites and missed all 3 of them. Makes me mad. But I saw one fish, it swirled at my spinnerbait, was a pretty good fish. And now the sun's coming out. So that's going to change things a little bit. I need to rig up a general with no weight on it. I'm going to try to hit some of the shady spots and stay with that spinnerbait a little while. But I think we're going to have to figure something else out. What I thought would work didn't work. So we'll just keep kind of putting little pieces of the puzzle together until we can figure out what's going on.
My first bass.
Sun is here.
He's a nice one.
I wish it wasn't.
That was my first bass.
But it is. There he is. There him is. Now I got me a Lake Quitman bass. Come here, buddy. Got you all tied up, don't I? Well, how about that? I caught one in the sunshine even. He ate it pretty good. I've had a bunch of little short strikes and I've had a follow-up. I had one fish about that size or maybe a little bigger that I missed that was totally my fault. Because I saw him coming and took it away from him. But catching fish and putting a little pattern together is a lot like a puzzle. You just keep on, and I was hoping with the way this rain was last night and this watercolor, water in the grass, that this spinnerbait was going to be the ticket. But I fished pretty good while this morning. Good looking conditions without catching one, so I'm thinking, So I got a little new life going right here. I'm gonna throw my bug a little longer, see what happens. Throw that old spin bug just a little bit longer. These rubber guns ain't getting it. It ain't my fault. I done missed 3 that I don't know how I could have done anything any different. Lake Quitman, you know, when you go to a lake you've not been on before, I started out throwing some top water and then I tried a jerk shad and threw a spinnerbait. How about that? I pitched several different types of worms, and I threw a crankbait a little bit. And I'm searching, so I want to talk about the bait that we really caught the most fish on. Feel a little better. And it's the new Hank Parker spinnerbait. And I want to talk to you a little bit about that spinnerbait. I had a buddy of mine, John Pryor, and he told me one day, that spinnerbait you made, that classic spinnerbait, man, that thing's been unbelievably successful. But I can make that bait better. So I said, okay, how are we gonna improve it? One is the old Hank Parker bait's got a rounded head. He said, what if you took that head and made it more aquadynamic, like you would a race car, make it more aerodynamic. You put it in the wind tunnel and you can see all these different things that you could improve to make it more aerodynamic, and they do that in racing. Of course, I've been there and I know exactly what he's talking about. So I said, yeah, I can see that. He said, well, I can make a head that even without blades, that bait won't turn over. Well, you think about that, that's a pretty big deal if you got a bait that won't turn over, because that's when the spinnerbait is its most weedless, when it doesn't turn over, when it runs true. Shad come running out there and knew there should be a bass in there. So I incorporated John's idea, and collectively he and I came up with the new Hank Parker spinnerbait. And one night I dreamed about taking and putting a second barb on the very top of the hook, and then lining that barb with where you tie your line on your loop, and could run a dental band to make this thing the most weedless spinnerbait in the world. And that's what we did, and it is. It's incredible. But there's a whole lot about this bait that's special. It offers just a ton of vibration, just like the old classic, but it won't roll over, and it won't hang up. And if you get in the most dreaded hook up, hang up, brush, junk you've ever been in, you can put that band in place, and that eliminates hanging up almost, period. I mean, it's just crazy good. So that was our bait of choice at Lake Quitman. It's the bait that paid the biggest dividend, was the Hank Parker spinnerbait. There he is, a good one, good one. There's what we're looking for. There's what we're looking for. Lot better. That's a lot better. That's a lot better than what I had. How about that? That's what we've been looking for. Man, I like this lake. How about that? It's got a lot of weeds, a lot of aquatic vegetation, got a lot of boat docks. You don't have a dorsal fin back here. It's flat banks, so I'm learning as I go. That's wild, isn't it? But we're putting a little bit together. And I like this kind of fishing. This is what I love to do. I love to just go fishing. So we have no information, know nothing at all about this lake, and we're just going totally blind and putting the pieces together as we go. And to me, that's a lot of fun. So stay with me. We're gonna figure this thing out. Give me a little more time. How about a 5-pound bass fish? That was a good thing. There he is. Another good one. How about let me get my thumb in your mouth there, big man. Big man with a spinnerbait in your hand. Caught one off a dock. Now what we're gonna do? Things are going really good. There he is. Don't get off, buddy, don't get off. You got me around that pier. Come on, buddy, don't get off. Stay on there. You got me around the pier, he came off. Dang, that's about a 5-pound bass. Yeah. I thought I could get him.
Hank's Show is brought to you in part by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Mercury Marine, go boldly. Sunshine Mossy Oak Fishing. More of Hank's show coming up. This portion of Hank's show is brought to you by Berkeley. Catch more fish.
I'm singing a song, riding along. There he is. Good, another good one. That's another good one. Look at that rascal. You pretty thing, you. If you get a loose on me, I'll just let one just like him get going. I'm gonna put him in the boat. I'm gonna try to. Come here, buddy. I don't want you to get gone. I just let one just like him get gone. I had him hooked good. Boy, what a pretty fish. I caught one a while ago, he didn't have that fin. Isn't that a pretty thing? Look how fat he is. Ooh, I like it. Oh, I like it. Here's the old Hank Parker classic spinnerbait with the rounded head. We sold over 1 million of these baits, and it's still probably one of the most popular spinnerbaits in the country today if you could find them. But I want to show you what we did to improve it. Here's the beautiful bait. Is that not absolutely gorgeous? And of course, it's got the Indiana and Colorado combination that I love so much, with a nickel in the front and gold in the back, and light wire to get that vibration and penetration. You see how that works? It's beautiful. All right, now let me take you and show you this bait without a skirt, where you can see how this body is made like, kind of like a lipless crankbait, where it is absolutely aquadynamic. And then of course we got the light wire for the vibration, and we twist this where it won't sling the blade off. That's probably one of the biggest problems with light wire, so that's a lot of trouble, but it works. But here's what I want you to look at. See how that hook is designed with a downturn point? That way this band, see how you can slide your hand down there and not catch. That hook's razor sharp, but it's not touching the hook. And the reason is we put a barb in perfect placement where you could hook that band when you're fishing in really tough conditions. You can hook that band. See how much space you have there? That's how much space you have to fish through the heaviest stuff you want to and not hang up. I've never lost a fish because of the weed guard, but I don't use it if I don't need it, because this bait don't turn over. I just leave it unhooked just like that. But with this combination, you got the aquadynamic head where it won't roll over. You've got the blade combinations and the light 28 thousandths wire to get the maximum vibration. You've got the special designed outside barb on the hook. It is uniquely designed, and we're going to bring this bait out on the market. It's called a Hank Parker Signature Spinnerbait. A lot of work has gone into this to make it the world's greatest spinnerbait in the history of mankind. There it is. Oh, sun came out, and they're on the boat docks. How about that? I can like that. Pretty nice little bass fish, doing me a favor by biting my little spin bug out here on Lake Quitman on a fine afternoon. Sun's gonna come out. Hey, we're getting it figured out. Stay with me, we'll be right back.
This portion of Hank's show is brought to you by Berkeley. Catch more fish. Yeti coolers, built for the wild. And by Humminbird.
There he is, a good one, a real good one. You know, I talk about lures or tools. Get the right tool to do the job. This watercolor, being what it is, water temperature is just 73, 74 degrees, and all the rain last night, had 3.5 or 4 inches of rain at the cabin where I'm staying. Working on a little old bag of fish. So it makes perfect sense to put on a spinnerbait and just go at it. And that's kind of what we've done. I've tried a square bill, I've tried a bladed jig, I've tried flipping reeds, I've tried it a few things, but just staying with that spinnerbait and grinding and grinding and grinding. And I've had 10 or 12 bites and had, I missed a good fish, it was my fault, and then I lost that really good fish, and we've caught some really good fish. So all in all, it's just one of those grind days, and I kind of like them. That's my strength in a tournament. I just persevere, keep grinding. And that's kind of what we're doing today. So Quitman's doing fair by us, to be honest. I'm pretty happy with the Lake Quitman. Fishing's tough and we're grinding it out. I came in here and missed that fish just a minute ago. And I put that big bait down, put on a smaller bait with a willow leaf, and fished in the opposite direction. Was able to catch that fish. Makes me feel like the man. That does make me feel good. He missing that big one. This one's not as aggressive. I can fish it faster with this willow leaf blade on it than I can that big Colorado blade. So I got a smaller profile bait that I'm fishing a little faster, so he don't get as good a look at it. All it is impulse bites. You little rascal. What are you doing out here on the end of that dock? You little rascal, you. How we love the little rascals, little rascals. Lionfish. Lionfish, get off of there. They're getting little. Catching bass, but they're not the ones I'm looking for. Come on, boy. You little rascal, you. This is the kind of fishing right here that separates the men from the boys. Typical spinnerbait. This is where when it sucks, you come in with a big bag of fish because you just ground and ground and ground and ground. What you get for beating them up against the dock. Kept making good casts even though you were tired. Never lose faith. Keep digging.
Hank's Show is made possible in part by Luz. Feel the difference. And by Minn Kota, TH Marine, Solar Bat, and Talon.
There he is. Come here, buddy. Come here, little buddy. There him is. That's not the one we're looking for. Perfect to catch him right here. Oh, that was him too, that was him. Ah, he got it again. That was him, that was a 5-pounder. That was so perfect. That was so perfect. There he is. Oh, him he is, I got a good one. Oh yeah, oh, look at him. You big old pretty thing, you. Come up here. Oh man, I'll tell you that right there give us our stringer. That give us our 20-pound stringer right there. How about that? That is absolutely awesome. Well, I tell you, we about shot the covey. It's about to get dark. We started before daylight. We had to wait on light, and now we've run out of light. So people say, would you rather fish early or late or in the middle of the day? I said, well, go early and stay late. If it happens, you'll be there. So we started before daylight. Now we fished to dark. Pretty tough day, but we just kept grinding and grinding and grinding. And if I weighed my 5 best fish, we'd have 20 pounds of fish. That's pretty sporty on a public lake on a on a weekend day when there's jet skis and everything happening on the lake. It happens on the weekend. So what a fun time. Lake Quitman. Stayed off of Fork. I'm going to Fork in the morning. So today's been an awesome day. I hope you enjoyed it. To me, this is one of the most fun shows you can do. You just put the puzzle together, and that's what we did. Man, it was a grind day, but at the end of the day, man, I take my top 5 bass, I got a pretty good string of fish, and I lost another one that'd be 5 pounds. I'd have me a heck of a string of fish. So to go out blind on a lake that you've never seen before and put it together as we had, I feel pretty good about myself. 20-pound stringer right there. How about that? It was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. So you be sure and come back next week, and maybe I can do it again. You never know. Thanks for being with me. God bless you. I'm Hank Parker.
And don't forget to visit us at hankparker.com, the place for tips, giveaways, and more.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at? Gone fishing.